We are privileged to have Coen Cloete with us today, the Executive Principal of Edendale School. God is doing amazing things there. Coen, it's great that you join us today. Don't you just want to tell us a little bit of Edendale School? Where did it come from? What's happening there? For who is it? Age of learners? Maybe just give us a picture of the school we're involved at the moment. We are leading the school.
Thank you, Tops. We are a school situated on the outskirts of Pretoria, just behind the Mamelodi, very close to Cullinan. We are a combined independent school, serving learners from RRR to grade 12. We are also a Christ-centered school where we're really focusing on the holistic child, the children coming in and they sometimes coming from different backgrounds. And we're focusing on the spiritual as well and make sure that they become very good citizens in South Africa, where they are transformed to become quality citizens where God really works through their lives.
I think not many schools have that focus and that reality there. But it wasn't like that when you got there. I think a lot of things have changed in the meantime. But just maybe tell us very shortly, how did your life lead up to the place where you actually found yourself working and leading the Edendale School?
Tops, I was 22 years in education, and I seeked for more. In the state schools, you don't really do the spiritual focus and the Christ-centered focus. And I asked God the questions: what is my purpose in life? What is He wanting from me? What am I doing on earth? And through a dream, God told me that I'm going to be a principal in an African school out on a farm on the outskirts of Pretoria one day. And obviously that led to my dream. I started in 2009 at one of the Doxa Deo schools as executive principal, and that was part of my calling now, that I said to God, I'm in this situation with the Christ-centered schools where Christ is the focus on all we're doing. And obviously after 5 months, God rocked my boat and He said to me, but this is not where I want to place you. I want to take you to another place.
So it seemed like a good place, but not the right place. Eh?
Well, not the right place. And I couldn't understand that at that stage, because it was a very difficult period of my life where God really rocked my boat. And I felt like I was in the wilderness and in a desert. Yeah. And God took me for 3 months to Xanadu School, where at one service I really experienced God's healing in my life, where He just healed me and said to me, I must forgive the people, I must go forward with my life. And then came the calling that I need to go to Edendale School. So in that period of time, God talked to me that this is the promised land. This is the land where you belong. I also, for many years, I had the prayer of Jabez in my book, in my diary, where I've transferred it from year to year, where in 2 Chronicles 4 verse 10, God spoke, where Jabez talked to God, or pray to God about how he need to expand his territory, how he need to protect him, how he need to bless him. And that stayed for me for many years. And that was my journey to come to Edendale School.
So then you were asked to go and lead Edendale School, going through a time where you've been doing education for many years in state schools, wanting more, difficult season, and here came the call. But did you immediately recognize that when you went to Edendale School, this is God's dream? Or what was the school like then, and what happened in the meantime?
I think before I went to Edendale, God also gave me word that in Joshua, where he showed Joshua the promised land with the green pastures, and He said, this is the place you need to go. So I had wording from God, definitely. So it is in my heart. At that stage, it was in my heart. And I really, when I came there, a lot of things was not in place. It's not a type of school where anybody just want to apply for, because there was not a prestigious school at that stage.
Okay. But then you went there, and God has done some amazing things in the meantime. Maybe just share 1 or 2 things that has happened, miracles that you've seen. We normally see that when people align their lives with the timing of God and the places that God is calling us to. There are great things that has happened. Just share some of that perhaps in your personal life, and maybe some of the students that you have at the moment.
1 year we've baptized 20 learners in our swimming pool. That was amazing. It was difficult to get hold of educators to come into this remote school on a farm. Nobody wants to come to a school where there's not really a prestigious school. And sometimes one person came for an interview, and then that was the person that we've appointed because it was sent by God. I remember one church service in Brooklyn campus. I asked God, I need an Afrikaans grade 12 educator to start on that Monday.
The next day?
The next day. And when I walked out, somebody called me from the info desk and handed over a paper of contact details of an Afrikaans teacher, grade 12 teacher, starting immediately.
Really?
Is available immediately. And that was amazing.
Sure.
It was really
a confirmation that God is in this.
Confirmation that God is blessing us in all we do. And we need to be really open that He can do His work in what we are doing.
Yeah, beautiful.
On the learner side, many testimonies over the years. I remember one the learner came from a state school, C.R. Swart, and she came there in grade 11, and she was a troubled learner, bad attitude at home, did not have a good relationship with her parents, and when she landed in our hostel, the youth worker started working with her, just bring her to God, and a testimony towards our prize giving was incredible. How God changed her life, and the wording from God, how she just gave word out of the Bible to everybody in that testimony. It was amazing. God just changed her life and said she's got a purpose now. She knows what she wants in life, and how God is just strengthening her all the time. So yeah, we're making a huge difference in the lives of the learners at Edendale School.
Sure, beautiful. Maybe lastly, just what excites you about what's lying ahead? Just in a few words, if anybody asks you, Edendale School is going places, what are the things that you still trust in God for in the near future?
I think it all starts with God in our prayers. Every year God gave me a theme and a slogan for the following year, so we really pray that God shows us the way and that He leads us to the next year. I think that is very important, because my motto is also to listen to the voice of God, to make a difference in the lives of the people around us, to be obedient to God, and to be humble all the time. Because if you stay humble, God can work through you, that you can really accomplish what He is planning for you. And we want to be city changers. And I'm a city changer, and I'll be proud of that. And for the next season, our financial situation is such a stage that we can build a new school hall. We can do a lot of things on the finance side. So we're moving forward, and it's all God's blessings on the school that we can see how He is taking us to the next level, and we just thank Him for that.
Yeah. Coen, it was such a privilege to have you today. I'm inspired by what you're sharing. We're honoring you for the great work you're doing, the way that you're obeying God and faithfully trust Him to continue to do His great work, of which you are leading a big, wonderful process in people's lives. So may God continue to bless you. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Tops, for having me here. Thank you.